Okay, we're gonna have 4, 4, 6. Why is it, bro, why is it typing backwards? Okay. 4, 6, 5, 5, and then 6, 4, 7, 3. Are there any 7-3 matchups? I don't know if Cetrion 7-3 is anyone, honestly. Okay. Matchup chart, yeah, Cetrion matchup chart. Yeah, I can share it on Twitter when I'm done. Okay, alright, let's go over a few characters, alright. Cetrion 6'4" herself, I swear. Baraka, Baraka's 6'4". I actually don't think it's 7'3". But everyone in 6'4", I feel like I will. Did Cam die? Is my cam, like, flashing green? Sometimes? Is it? I'm actually not sure if it is. It's fine? Okay. Isn't Baraka terrible versus Cetrion? Okay, so the thing is, people say Baraka, it's 7-3, and I would agree, but that rhymed. But I think it's actually 6-4 if you use command grab. Because command grab actually punishes a lot of things Cetrion does. So you can command grab on reaction to boulder, and you can also command grab beam from a good amount of range. So I actually think this is like okay. An okay matchup. Okay meaning like Cetrion still wins it, but it's not bad. Cassie used to be a bad matchup. Used to be. But now it's either 5-5 or 6-4. I think it's probably 6-4, honestly. It might be 5-5. Do I think this matchup is 5-5? No. It's probably 6-4. It's probably 6-4. I think it's 6-4. Devora... Devora actually used to beat Cetrion, in my opinion. I think it's 5-5 now. I think Devora has always had really good options to deal with Cetrion. Forward 1 punishes wall really well. Jump 1 goes over beam. And like wall too, if you read wall. So like she has a lot of like range to deal with a lot of her stuff. She can check her doing after beam. She can do 4-2. Like she has really good options in that matchup. Aaron Black, I think, is 6'4", Cetrion. Some of these I won't like go into detail because like some of them are just like most of matchups she just outright wins. And I won't like explain all of them because it would take a real long time. Frost is I really haven't played Frost much with Cetrion. But I assume it's a bad matchup. I assume it's 6-4. I know it's at least 6-4. I don't know about 7-3. 7-3 has to be real bad. I mean, 7-3 has to be like trash. Geras, I think Geras is 5-5. Geras has some good options versus Cetrion. Sandtrap does pretty well versus Cetrion. Checks her in a lot of situations. He can down one in between tornado. In between 4-2-3 tornado. His up 2 is really good versus like EX wall and stuff like that. So he has some good options. Also his damage output way higher than hers. So if he does get a touch, like it's gonna hurt way more than if I hit him. So I think it's 5-5. But Cetrion is still good. so it's not like it's not here. It's 5-5. Jacqui. I think Jacqui's 5-5. I think yo, Koizi with the raid. Yo, thank you so much. Welcome everyone. Welcome Koizi people. Koizi people. What do you call your people, Koizi? The Koizians? What's up, guys? I'm making a Cetrion matchup chart if any of you guys are interested. Does 4-2-3 ground point cancel? No, down 1 beats that as well. So it beats pretty much everything except for wall, but wall's really risky. What's good, Koizy? Um, Jade, okay, so at first, I thought this was a bad matchup for Cetrion. And it honestly might be. It honestly could be 4-4-6. It could be a bad matchup for Cetrion, but I think Cetrion, like, can deal, like, you honestly teleport a lot in this matchup. And the only reason why I think this matchup isn't that bad, or like one of the reasons, is because when Cetrion does teleport, it's very hard to punish. And even if she does punish it, she can only get like 13%. Because her stand 1 and stand 2 punish, she gets hardly anything from it. So I actually just start teleporting a lot in this matchup, like over and over and over again. So she can't glow, she can't do air glide, she can't really do anything. I just keep teleporting. So that's why I think it's probably 5-5. If teleport was more punishable, I would probably say this is more along the lines of 4-6. Because her glow, when she activates glow, she it makes it so tornado doesn't work, beam doesn't work, wall doesn't work, boulder doesn't work, and ground pound doesn't work. So her move list is very constricted to like 1-1 and 4-2-3 by itself, and 4-2-3 by itself is punishable. Yeah. I feel like I was gonna say one more thing. Oh yeah, Vine Grab does work, but it's 35 frames, and that's only gonna work as a hard read to glow. And if you're gonna do that, you might as well just do teleport if you're gonna hard read it. And she can, if she does block Vine Grab, she can do like dash up, Jade kick, and punish from almost full screen. Like it's like 95% of the screen. Jax is probably 6-4. Zones him out, has better neutral. Johnny, okay, so Johnny I think is 5-5 actually. I think it's 6-4 Cetrion's favor if he doesn't have the up force balls. And the reason why I think this way is because Cetrion has to go to him when he has up force balls. And I can't teleport read like if he does force ball, like up force ball into up force ball, I can't read him doing that. Because if I do, he's actually, I think we're in a neutral position. Or he might even still be able to punish me. No, I think I'm actually minus. If he does force ball, I teleport after the first force ball, I will be minus in that situation. So it's like, I think it's really, really good in that matchup. So that's why I think it's 5-5. He can match her neutral as well. So, you know, beats her in zoning, matches her neutral, like, this is definitely 5-5. Kabal, probably 6-4. This is a hard matchup for Kabal. I can't say 7-3. I don't think it's that bad. Kano, 6-4. Zones him out neutrals him. Yeah, not much more to it. Go in detail with every character. I don't want to make this too long though, to be honest. Kitana I think is 6-4. I think again, better zoning, better neutral. My normals are a lot safer than hers. She has to take more risks to be able to do anything. It's hard for her to move. Kollector I actually think it's 5-5. I think this matchup is actually not bad. I think Kollector highly out damages Cetrion. His teleport is really good in the matchup. His neutral with stand 4 is really good in the matchup. He just overall, I think, in my opinion, does really well versus Cetrion. Kotal. Okay, at first I thought Kotal was 4-6 as well. I thought. And maybe it still is, because there's a lot of weird things you can do with Kotal against Cetrion that you are, like, it's weird versus other characters. So, when you get a life lead with Kotal, you can actually put yourself into the corner, put up Sun, and then I actually can never out-damage you. Like, even if I hit you, I actually looked at it. I actually take damage for my main combo while I'm in Sun and while he's in the Sun as well. Like, I'm actually the one who takes damage for it. So if he gets a life lead, he puts himself into the corner, puts up Sun, and then I literally don't have the damage to be able to beat that. Unless I have 2-1-3 crushing blow, then it's different. But I have to kind of have to read that. Unless I'm up close, then I don't. Then he can just react. But I think it's 5-5 overall. I think obviously Cetrion outzones him, but he does have a good counter zoning tool. If you ever get hit by disc and then you get KB'd, it's literally 250 damage, 280, whatever it is. So it's also scary to zone versus him. To ever throw a boulder, to ever throw a beam, like just one projectile does more than like almost double my BMB damage. Well, not almost double, but it's like 1.5. So yeah, it's either 4-6 or it's 5-5. It's most likely 5-5. Explain Cetrion beating Kano. I mean, I think Cetrion beats Kano like everywhere. I think Cetrion beats Kano full screen, mid screen, and up close. I feel like she has better buttons, longer range buttons, better zoning, etc. Kung Lao, I think Kung Lao, I think it's 6-4. I think it's weird because like online this might be 5-5 actually, but offline I think it's 6-4. Online Kung Lao's really hard to deal with. His jumps are harder to floss walk online, and his throws are a complete guess. But offline you can actually tech OS his grabs pretty consistently too. So if we're just going based off of like offline, then I think it's 6-4 Cetrion. Liu Kang I think is 5-5. He has good counter zoning options. Fly kick beats a lot of options she has as well. She does have better buttons than him, so she can use that to her advantage. But her having an 8-frame mid is definitely a detriment because with forward 4-3, you're not able to kind of check him from ducking and reading you, so he kind of gets an extra layer to his mind game after that, which isn't like huge, but it's definitely a thing. Nightwolf. Nightwolf, I think, is... I don't know, actually. I haven't played enough Nightwolf. I haven't played versus enough Nightwolf. I feel like no one really plays this character. I mean, I guess Gambler and Big D do, but Gambler I don't think plays much anymore, and Big D just commentates really anymore. He doesn't really play that much. So, I think it's probably 5. No, it's probably 6-4. I meant 6-4 to start. I didn't mean to say 5-5. I think she beats him. Cetrion's broke, man. And then Noob Saibot, I think is... Okay, so it's actually kind of weird, because I think Noob Saibot, in theory, could do okay with air teleport. He can kind of play super lame, but he has to play super patient. He has to wait for Cetrion to do something. He can kind of play like how Scorpion does. Like, jumps back, waits for you to do something, and then teleports. Noob can kind of do this in this matchup. But even still, I feel like Cetrion has so many options compared to, like, against him compared to Noob. Like, Noob does have some good options versus her, but it's not near the amount of options that Cetrion has versus him. So I'd probably say it's 6-4. I'd probably say it's in Cetrion's favor. And then Raiden. Okay, Raiden does really well versus Cetrion. I don't think it's 4-6, but I think she does he does really well. Like, underratedly well. Teleport, an insane tool versus her. His mind games that he has now off of his strings are really good. So that helps with for him up close. His buttons are even fine versus her. His buttons are pretty good. But it's mainly also. Oh, sorry. His projectile also is really good at dealing with Cetrion zoning as well. Because I kind of have to be scared of ever zoning because his recovery is really good. So he's able to almost freely use projectile. But I mean, I have a teleport too. I don't think it's as good as Raiden's. At least as far as recovery goes, and as far as this matchup goes. I think Raiden's teleport kind of wins out in that matchup, but I still think, like, obviously, since it, in my opinion, it's 5-5, so I think Cetrion still does well versus him, you know. Because Cetrion is just such a good all-around character that even if characters have good options, like all of these characters here, it's still going to be an even matchup, in my opinion, because Cetrion just has so many tools and is so good at almost everything except for, like, damage. So she's always has something to deal with any option you throw at her, usually. Scorpion is either 6-4 or 5-5. I'm really not sure. I honestly have no idea. It's either 6-4 or 5-5. It's probably a lot of people think this matchup is bad, but it's I don't think it's bad for Cetrion. I think you just have to play it really differently. Like, you can really never zone in this matchup. You have to play really patient. You have to use your buttons. You have to play neutral better than him, which in my opinion you do. You have safer buttons compared to him. His neutral buttons are a little bit more risky than Cetrion's. I think she is Rewind. I think she is the best in the game. If not, Liu Kang is. I think she is. She's either the best in the game or she's number 2. Liu Kang might be the best. Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung, I think is 6-4. Yeah, I outzones like a zoner. I mean, Cetrion, I guess, I don't really counter as a zoner, at least I don't play her like a zoner, but I think Shang Tsung is, like, that's his main thing that he does is zoning, and if his zoning is super risky versus me, especially with teleport. And also, Beam, Earthquake, and Boulder all do really, really well against counter zoning versus him, and also just beating him in zoning in general. And then, or Shao Kahn, I have no idea. I haven't played much versus Shao Kahn. I mean, I assume it's 6-4. I don't know, though. Like, I honestly don't know. I'm just putting him in here. Because this is just what I assume. Like, I imagine it's bad, but I haven't played enough to, like, really know. So, like, yeah, don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't know why. I just imagine that Cetrion's just a better character in general, so that's why I'm putting him here. That's literally the only reason why. Skarlet is 6-4. Yeah, I think it's 6-4. I don't think it's 7-3. I do think it's Skarlet's, like, probably Skarlet's worst matchup, but I don't think it's to the point where it's 7-3. I think Skarlet still does have some options. Has some good counter zoning options, good movement to help with it, and good neutral also as well. Also, her parry actually surprisingly helps in a lot of scenarios too. Overall, I do think Cetrion does win it versus her. It's very hard for Skarlet to honestly move in that matchup. Cetrion actually limits Skarlet's zoning by a lot. It's very hard for her to move, and it's hard for her to throw anything out without dying for it, compared to Cetrion. And then Sonya's probably 6-4. Gets out zone, gets out neutral. If she does get a hit, like, obviously it's gonna be fine, but, like, I think Cetrion is able to play, if she's good at neutral and is able to play a good keep out game, it's hard for the Sonya to kind of get anything started. And offline, it's even worse, because if someone practices the fuzzy offline, like her back one fuzzy, um, it changes to a 2-frame fuzzy instead of a 1-frame fuzzy when you're crouch blocking her back one, because the back one 2, it hits at a later frame if you crouch block the back one. So since it hits at 1 frame later, the back 1-2, it gets you a 2-frame fuzzy window instead of a 1-frame fuzzy window, which is actually very possible offline, especially if you practice it. But yeah, I just think Cetrion overall does way better versus her. Especially if you play neutral well versus her. Sub-Zero. Hate this character. Absolutely hate this character. This character's so dumb. But I think he does pretty well versus Cetrion. Ice Ball does really well versus Cetrion's projectiles. You kind of have to play the mid-range game versus Sub-Zero and kind of play in the air above his Ice Ball range, so you can kind of zone him out that way, but you have to be kind of careful, because when you do that, he's able to slide punish you. So you have to really know your spacing in this matchup. You really have to be good at spacing in this matchup, or else you're gonna die for it. So yeah, I think he does well. I mean, obviously he gets in. It's gonna fuck you up with 50-50s over and over and over again. But yeah. Sindel. Sonic thinks this is 7-3 in Cetrion's favor. Do I agree? Trying to think of this matchup. I think it is bad. Yeah. I don't think I agree. I think I think Cetrion beats Sindel in my opinion. But not 7-3 bad. Not 7-3. I think it's 6-4 for sure. Cause yeah. I think Sindel still has options. EX Scream is really good versus Cetrion to counteract her zoning. You still have Forward 4, which is an insane neutral tool. You can't really zone against her, but she still has good neutral tools to deal with Cetrion. But Cetrion does have a really good counter options to pretty much everything she does. Better options than her. Risk reward is really in Cetrion's favor in that matchup. Terminator, I think, is 6-4. It's very hard. This is kind of like Kano almost, but maybe a little bit worse. Kano or Cetrion can Cetrion is able to really like. I literally lost my train of thought. I'm not even gonna lie. I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Cetrion's. It's very hard for Terminator to get started in that matchup. Obviously outzones him. Obviously out neutrals him. It's very hard for him to get anything started if you play it correctly. Very, very, very hard. Especially once he gets you to the corner where you get started, and then you can just teleport out pretty much for free. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's where he belongs. Sorry, I have something in my eye. It's super annoying. Oh my god. Joker used to be 5-5. I think it's actually 6-4 now. And I was talking with Sonic about this, and they were actually thinking the same thing, that it's 6-4. And I could kind of agree with that. I don't think it's a bad 6-4. Like, if I would put 5.5s in here, I'd probably put Joker in there. Like, Cetrion wins like 5.5 to 4.5. But like, the reason why Joker did okay is, or the reason why it was 5-5 before, or like Joker even did really well, is because Tornado wasn't a thing, and Tornado never reset neutral. But now since Cetrion sets neutral with Tornado, you're able to kind of keep Joker out really easily and be able to have you really don't have to do anything. You can wait for him to do something, and then you can obviously you can whiff punish him for it. You can get out of the corner easily, outzone him, any touch, you reset neutral, play your neutral game again, etc. So I think it's probably in Cetrion's favor now with Tornado. Just with Tornado, like guys, all these matchups would like almost everyone would go back one. Like almost everyone would go like. So like some of these characters would go to 4-6 without Tornado. Some of these would go to 5-5. You know, stuff like that. Spawn 6-4, 100%. Spawn 6-4, Cetrion favor. I think what do I think? I think Cetrion has way safer buttons to use. I think he loses up close. I think Cetrion has actually better risk reward than Spawn once they do play that up close game. The only thing Spawn can really do is make a hard read and neutral on like a beam or something, or even wall, and do back forward 2, but that's literally like the only thing he can really do. Let's see. Fujin, I think is... I'm actually not sure about Fujin. I haven't played him enough. I haven't played him that much. I think it's probably 5-5. But I have no idea. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. So don't ask me about this one either, because I actually have no idea. I haven't played versus him enough. Probably 5-5, though. Both characters play really good neutral. Both characters have really good buttons. Up close is really good. Both characters... Well, I mean, Fujin has more damage, but... I'm just going to put him here for now. I'm actually not sure. Sheeva... Sheeva's so dumb, man. Sheeva's stomp is like, I can't believe it. That move made it past testing. That looks like a move that would happen in like 2003, and then people will be okay with it. But like this is like 2021, and it's crazy that move actually got past testing. But I think Cetrion actually has good options versus it. So if you do jump teleport, it beats the tremor and it beats regular stomp, like non-delay stomp, no matter what direction he goes. But long delay beats it. So then what you do is you do jump, and then you wait until you almost hit the ground, and then you do teleport, and that'll beat delay stomp no matter which direction he goes. So it kind of only turns into a 50-50 versus Sheeva, where most characters have to take a 4 to 5 way guess versus him. But Cetrion only has to take a 2-way guess, which is very good for her. Robocop 6-4. Literally, this character has no range. Can't outzone Cetrion with beam and air beam, since she can do it in the air. Can't really get anything started versus her. Pretty much it. Rain is, I think, 6-4 as well. I'm kind of dying at my matchup chart right now. Let me think, actually. Is Rain 6-4? No. I haven't played enough. No, I don't know. I actually don't know about this character. So, yeah, I really don't know. I should make a I don't know tier. I don't know. Haven't played enough. Let's move Fujin there. Let's move Rain there. Frost. Who haven't I played a lot? Shao Kahn. I mean, this is kind of stupid putting these two characters here, but... Okay, I think those were the characters. Mileena, I don't know. I haven't played enough. Actually, I feel like I played enough to know that it's definitely bad, but not enough to know like how bad. Um, yeah, I think Cetrion out. Cetrion's able to check Mileena in a lot of situations where Mileena can't really check Cetrion, and Cetrion has again better buttons, better zoning, teleport. Risk reward for her is really bad on any of her zoning tools. Risk reward is terrible on her doing anything in neutral. The mind game after 1-1 is in my favor heavily versus Mileena. Like, heavily. So you can kind of abuse that versus her as well. So she even, like, kind of loses up close. Rambo, I haven't played enough. Okay, these characters I haven't played enough, but I know they're 6'4". There's no way these characters go even with her. Like, there's actually just no way. I played enough to know that, but not enough to know why. So I'm gonna put him here anyways. And then Rambo is we'll put Cetrion 5-5. Rambo, I haven't played enough of Rambo either, but I know enough to know that there's no way he goes even with her. You know? Like, not enough to know exactly how the matchup goes. Like I don't know every single situation, but I feel like I know enough to know that it's 6'4". And kind of with some of these other characters too. But yeah. Okay, that's it.